Well, hello, welcome to the Cruise Diary on Tuesday, a miserable Tuesday. I was going to go down to Southampton actually and see what ships were in today, but it's too wet and miserable, so I'm going to stay here. And also, there's so much cruise news around, I don't know how I'm going to fit it all into this one video. So let's get going straight away, and the big news of the week comes from NCL. They've finally signed the deal to have 2 new ships built. They'll be built in Germany at the Meyer Werft yards. Don't pay too much attention to this rendering of what they might look like. This could be any ship pretty much anywhere. By the time the ships come out, they'll be significantly different. They won't, however, hopefully at least, look the same as their latest ship, the Norwegian Epic, which was built at the STX yard in France. It's got the reputation of actually from the outside being pretty grotesque. Inside it's fabulous, and I guess that's the secret with these 2 new ones. They're going to be just bonkers on the inside. But great news for NCL, and they've got 2 for 1, because the Norwegian Epic cost something like 1.2 billion euros, and they're getting these 2 ships for about the same price, so that's a good deal. Took a lot of hard negotiating, because times are tight in the shipbuilding industry. Princess, they've got a couple of ships being built over at Fincantieri yard in Italy. Disney, their new one, Disney Dream, that floats out of the Meyer Werft yard in this weekend. And of course in Turku, Finland, that's where they're building the Allure of the Seas, and once she goes, which is at the end of next month, I'm going to the launching ceremony in Fort Lauderdale. I'll bring you video from that. They've got pretty much nothing. They've just had actually an order for a new super ferry, which will keep the yard going. But cruise ship orders, they're pretty few and far between at the moment, so this one from NCL is great news. Anyway, on with more cruise news. And a triumph for the Brits. I mentioned the Allure of the Seas. Well, you know, because I've been banging on about it, that they've got the musical Chicago. That's going to be performed on the ship. Well, it turns out that the 2 stars of the show are British. You've got Genevieve Nicole. She plays Velma. Now, that's the part that Catherine Zeta-Jones took in the movie. And then you've got Helen Turner. She's only a year out of college, and she'll be playing Roxy, who was, of course, the character played by Renee Zellweger in the film. So, great triumph for these 2 girls. They're so excited about it. Now, Genevieve, she actually went on tour with Chicago around the UK earlier this year and towards the end of last year, and she's played both parts, Velma and Roxy. But young Helen, a year out of college, what a great treat for her. Now, talking of cruise ship entertainment, and again to back onto the Disney, my friend Fran Golden, who we actually met, you know, on the Disney Magic when it was in the Med about 3 years ago, and of course it's coming back. Anyway, she's been going behind the scenes of Disney at their Imagineering place, and she's been producing these great videos. And if you go to my website, I Love Cruises, you'll be able to get the link and go and see them. Well, she's been learning how to dance with the Disney dancers, and the video, it comes out later today. It's just hilarious. You've got to watch it. But it's great. This Disney ship's going to be marvellous. Portholes in inside cabins. It's amazing, isn't it? Celebrities on cruise ships, well, the Queen Elizabeth, a celebrity all by herself, named by the Queen, and Lulu's been on now, and not Tina Turner, what am I talking about? Kiki D, Tina Turner. Kiki D turned up as well. So both of those have been wowing the crowds. You don't have crowds, you have nice groups of genteel people. But nice wowing the crowds in the theatre on the Queen Elizabeth. She's back from her maiden cruise, which was all around the Med. Lovely ship. The naming ceremony, I keep talking about it. One of the most memorable events of my life, that. Now, on with more. Dubai. I've been cruising around Dubai. I went there on Costa. Guaranteed fabulous weather. To be honest, not that much to see. I mean, Dubai is brilliant for shopping, so is Abu Dhabi. But you go there for the weather, really. Well, MSC, they're joining in too. They're going to base their ship, MSC Lyrica, down there, but she's going to be based at Abu Dhabi. And it's going to be the first one. Royal Caribbean and Costa, they're based at Dubai. All the cruise lines tend to call at Abu Dhabi. MSC, for the first time, they're actually going to have their ship home porting there. So you fly there. It's about, what, 7-hour flight. So it's shorter than the Caribbean. And they don't get hurricanes there either. But Abu Dhabi, the new home port for MSC Lyrica. Now, just to mention the Caribbean, you know, there's been this cholera outbreak in Haiti, which is where Royal Caribbean have got their beach resort, Labadee. Well, at the moment, Royal Caribbean are still going to be calling at Haiti. The cholera outbreak, it's in the city, in Port-au-Prince and around there, well away from Labadee. They've got all sorts of strict hygiene things anyway. There's no natural water, all the food, everything comes off the ship, and that's brought in from the States. So they're carrying on calling at Labadee, which is vital, because don't forget, every time a passenger steps off the ship at Labadee, the government of Haiti gets some money which is ploughed straight back into helping them, mainly after the earthquake, but of course now they've got these new problems with the outbreak. So, good old Royal Caribbean, keep on going. They've just opened a school there as well, which they've been paid, it's paid for £2.5 million, not pounds, dollars, $2.5 million raised by passengers, and Royal Caribbean matched it. So it's big stuff, isn't it? It's good news. Good news for Haiti. They need some good news, don't they? Now, the other week there was a strange event, really. It was on the Marco Polo Cruise and Maritime Voyages. That ship home ports in Tilbury, in East London, well, along the Thames from East London. And a lovely little port that. It's full of tradition. You've got pictures of when the Windrush came, you know, the first ship from Jamaica, or Barbados was it? Anyway, it's a historical place almost, as is the Marco Polo, because she's a beautiful ship. Anyway, Cruise and Maritime, they decided to open their ship up for the day. She wasn't going anywhere, and it was so successful that they're doing it again on 3 dates, November the 30th and then on December the 1st and the 2nd. And you can either go down to the ship for lunch, you get a 5-course lunch, tour of the ship, and they give you a sample of some of the entertainment, or, and that costs, what's that, that's £39 to do that. Or you can go on for the evening, so you get a 5-course dinner. All these meals include wine, by the way, and you get to see the whole show, and there's a late night cabaret, and then you're off the ship at sort of midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. For an extra 20 quid, you can stay the night and have breakfast the next morning and then get off. What a great night out. So what's that? That's 79 quid for a superb night out. Dinner, show, wine, breakfast, hotel. Brilliant. And of course it's all aimed at giving people a taste of what it's like on a cruise ship. So I mean, I always think the best thing to do, if you've never been on a cruise, try a little taster cruise. You know, they do sort of 2 or 3 night jobbies. They just go across to Cork or over to France or something. Well, this is even better in a way, because it's cheaper, and the ship's not going anywhere, but you do get a taste of what it's like on a cruise ship. So it's worth a go, isn't it? Cruise and Maritime Voyages. And finally, I want to end on, it's Remembrance Sunday is coming up. MSC, they've come up with a great offer, which I'm happy to plug for them, and that's half-price cruises for people who have been in the military. So when you're booking a cruise around the Med in 2011, as long as you're either a member of or a veteran of the military, and there's no cheating, you'll have to provide your name, rank and number, then you get the cruise for free. So only the other person in the cabin will pay. So it's effectively a half-price cruise. Don't forget also that on MSC, kids go free anyway when they're in the same cabin as the adults, and MSC's view of kids is 18 and under, which is just amazing, isn't it? So if you want more details about that, get in touch with MSC Cruises, and they'll put you right. I'm running out of time for the cruise news. There's so much about. Stay tuned all week. Keep checking on the TTG website, because Sophie, she's being run ragged keeping up with all the trade cruise news. Keep checking on mine, I Love Cruises, and I'll keep you up to date with stuff that's perhaps more relevant for passengers and consumers. But between us, we're going to get this cruise business fully covered for news this week. I'll be back on video on Friday. Until then, have a great week. Nice talking to you. See you soon. Bye-bye.